गुड मॉर्निंग अनुपम शाह जी। आपका हमेशा एक गुड मॉर्निंग मैसेज आता है पूरे हफ्ते में। अनुपम जी, कैन यू share your experience till now, 5 days? Good morning, Dilip Kumar ji. So today we'll see some of the lab sessions on.
Meeta ma'am and all the participants.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
All of you are able to see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It is visible.
Okay. So, just a basic demo, if I can say, and the more advanced demo, Dr. Ambedkar will give you in the second session of today. So, in this entire FBP, I have observed that all of us are very much curious about the tools which are available in our domain so that we can work on, and the more of that is how we can publish our work. Because definitely all of us are more concerned about that. So definitely MATLAB is there, no doubt. If we are doing mathematical expression and we are designing our system, that is the best thing. But other than that, some tools are available through that. If we perform the simulations and we back up that simulation with our theoretical concept, then that will be useful and that will be acceptable for publication. It's not just that simulation result nobody will accept. That kind of thing is not there. So one such software is, or you can say software tool is OptiSystem. It is from OptiWave, and I hope all of you are aware of this name because I have seen in chat many times we were asking about this. So we just explore the basic aspect of this software. So I have downloaded the evaluation version for 1 month version. It is there. So if you want to try, those who are having good data right now, they can try it out. They can download for 1 month evaluation version. And I'm using OptiSystem 18th version. Yeah, otherwise we have 13, 12 or older versions are available. So those who are working in this particular, anyone who is working in this simulator right now or who have worked in the simulator?
Yes, ma'am. I have worked in the older version of OptiSystem.
Okay, so you must be much more having experience than what I'm going to tell because I'm just using it for first time.
I was
I've
I'm
worked for
old-
autism.
I was a simple application, not much actually.
But I think you designed the link, sir, right?
Yes. I
Any
design. Yes,
link?
yes.
Okay. So let's explore together. It's not like that I'm explaining you all. I'm just telling you those who are not done this before that how to explore. The best thing which I have observed during my PhD work also to explore any software, we have to just start working on that. Just by reading the tools, or you can say reading about the material which is available, it's not possible to understand. Try to design, try to explore. Sometimes it's not possible to get the result which we are expecting. Then again, try. That is the thing which we have to keep on doing. for any tool, or in fact for any other thing also. And the one thing I think Chitranjit sir, only you told that GP Agrawal is the one of the good book which is very much useful if you are designing anything on opticals, uh, physical link designs. Okay, all parameter it has been given in that particular book, that how to substitute the power values, how to substitute the attenuation of the fiber.
G- So what book, ma'am? GP Agarwal.
GP Agrawal sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Okay.
And in fact, direct formulas are there. We can substitute the value of dispersion. We can find out the SPM dispersion length, all those things which we have discussed in one of the lecture also. I've seen everything is there in that book. And they have proposed some models which was actually implemented by entity for commercial applications. So we can explore in that form. So this is the front end of this OptiSystem software. We have these icons at this side. Some of the default components are available. The different type of visualizers are there: optical visualizer, electrical, M-array. If we want to design some coding techniques, or you can say M-array techniques, there are special simulate analyzers for that particular. I think, I don't know in older version it was there or not, but this was new in this case. I think in 18th version it is there. Older version, I tried the 7th one. I have seen that, but I think in that it was not there.
Yes, yes. Older version has very few components. Are there.
I've seen one few of the examples. I have not done in that. I did only OptiSim, but this block I have seen it's new. Then we have other which are included in that transmitter sections there, transmitter libraries there. Some places we need optical components, because all optical components are not even in the real life optical link, that sources are electrical domains. So that is the reason electrical displays are needed. Sometimes you have to check that electrical output as well. That is the reason electrical displays are there. Then we have optical sources. Number of optical sources are there. The continuous wave lasers, and different type of lasers with different options. So we have to choose whatever component we need according to our application or according to our design. Then LED sources are also there. It's not always that we are going to design for high-speed optical link. We can use it for other applications like sensor application. In those applications, LEDs will be useful for us. So different VCL lasers, almost every available source is available. But the thing is, we have to just modify the parameters according to our application or according to our design, so that we'll be comfortable that, okay, whatever power we are giving this much. Because in my lecture also, I discussed that we are using this link only for dispersion. That means we are dealing with the power. So we are keeping the power below certain limit through the proper, you can say, parameter management. So then we have WDM links as well, add drop multiplexers. These are theoretically, all of us are very comfortable with these names, that WDM add drop multiplexer, and how to use them. This is just to drag and drop. We'll explore some of the basic link, and then I'll show you how we have designed the duo binary. Those things we can explore. But I'm just showing you how extra things are available, those who have done it before. One more thing which I liked in this simulator 18th version is this MATLAB libraries are there. I am not sure, but this MATLAB libraries will actually be helpful if you are coding in MATLAB and you want to import something, or in this we can import some simple block in this case. So in older version, I'm not very sure it was there or not, but now we have. And one more thing which is available is a free space optics. Some of the free space optics channel, or you can say source components, are also available. So nowadays it is very important because people are exploring different aspects. So FSO, someone is working right now? Those who are in our meeting, if I would say. Anyone is working on FSO?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay, but I think FSO, lot of work is going on, and those who are, I think most of are about to submit their PhD, or if someone is in the beginning of their PhD, they can explore. Otherwise, there is no point right now to explore something else. but people are working on that. A lot of research papers are being published on this particular domain. So we try to design this is the basic, you can say, link design. First, I'll show you in the simulator, then some concept I will come to the out before this simulator, I'll show you some of the concept.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, ji sir.
Can we export a .eps file from this software?
We have to explore, sir. Because in the older version it was not there, this MATLAB exportation. I think if Amit sir is having much more experience in that, he'll able to tell you, but I think it's not.
Because these simulations or these diagrams will help in papers or publications. And
Yes,
if
sir, yes,
those
sir.
are EPS files, then we can easily embed in the LaTeX.
In which one?
LaTeX.
Okay, LaTeX. Okay, but for that, it's better to give the block diagram, sir. Just like in my case, I'll show you the block diagram instead of these diagrams.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
It is always better to show the block diagram because one thing, it looks good. Second thing is, I mean, if the reviewer is exploring, they are not much interested in this kind of diagrams all the time, which I
Right.
observed.
Right.
I'm not saying I'm the best person to tell you this.
Right.
I feel so. It's like just, okay, receiver is there, we'll give them parameters, and I'm just telling you in terms of how to write the paper. And I'm sorry, I'm not the best person, but as my experience, I'm saying it's always to give the block diagram and give all the parameters which we have decided in that, you can say, in writing the paper. You can explore different aspects also. I think it is possible, sir. It was there in Optisim also. We can directly export them. And maybe definitely here also we can export them. That we can do. So just a link design, I think those who are new to them, new to this software, they are much more useful. And I think, sorry, Chiranjit sir and Manish, Minya Bendre sir, if you have done it already. So this is how I drag them. I'll just in basic form, I'm just telling you how I drag them and how I'm using these components. This is the oscilloscope. In this case, just to drag and drop. That is the only thing is required in any simulator. Right now we are discussing. Okay. So although I don't need it, so I delete it. But just we have to explore what component we want. We can just go to that library and drag and drop. Okay. So that was the reason that Deepa Venkatesh ma'am said, okay, simulator is doing something, and that is actually she is right that everything is available than what we are doing. So we have to explore what we are doing in this case. So this is what? This is PRBS, pseudo random bit sequence generator. What is the speciality of this? Why we need this kind of generator? Because we need random pulses of. In this case, we can check that what all parameters they are inbuilt. All parameters would inbuilt components are there, or inbuilt parameters are there. If we can modify them, or if not, we don't want, we should know at least. As a designer, we should know at least why they are choosing this window only if we are not changing at all. Okay, so if we have to design something new, at least we should know what are the window they are choosing, what are the bit sequence they are using. So that is the reason always observe the parameters which are available in whatever component we are using it. Random numbers, generate random seed, this take value, untake value. These are the components. Any software, if we want to learn, first we have to explore the basic libraries or basic properties of that particular component. As my experience, if I'm saying, definitely there are much better people. Maybe in this link also, you people are having much more experience in that domain. You can also share, but I'm just sharing my experience right now. And please stop me if I'm wrong in that. I never mind about that. Okay. Next is, as our optical link, what first thing we need is the source. And most of the time for long distance transmission or the link transmission, we use the laser sources. And the reason we know that they are the coherent sources, they will provide you the coherent light. Okay? So in this case, the source which we are using is a continuous wave laser source. And what are the parameters in already set in that case? The bit rate they are designing is for 10. If we want to design it for 40, we'll check that also. If this link is designed for 10 Gbps, what will be the effect on output? If this link will be designed for 40 Gbps, what will be the impact on output? Okay. Other thing is, most of the simulators, most of the optical simulators, they have been designed for 1550 nanometer window. Okay, that is the reason we are dealing with the communication aspects. We are not only dealing with the sensor like 800 nanometer, 1310, 1313, 1350 nanometer. These three windows were used for different applications. But we are dealing with the long distance transmission line designs. So 1550 nanometer is the fixed window. Then samples, how much we are choosing, sequence length, we are choosing sequence length is 1024 bits. All these parameters, if not changing, but we should know the significance. How significantly they are varying. Because if we are using them in a MATLAB code, we have to input that, right? If simulator is providing some help, then we should know. If we can change that 1024 bit sequence, is there any change? So whenever we explore to design any link, we have to explore this aspect as also. But some of the, you can say, parameters are not much of concern, at least in the simulator, and that is the reason we just ignore them. Okay, but try to include as much as possible. Try to include as much as possible in terms of, let's suppose I'll tell you one thing in this case. How much is the spectral width they are considering? Either they are considering it as a single spike or some spectral width they are considering. Can you suggest? Can you help me out in that? Are you able to get what I'm saying? What is the question? Okay. So my question is, we have to use certain, you can say, width for this laser as well. Will they are using or not? That will be important for us to design. Like in my designing, in my lecture, I told you that we are considering the 10 megahertz spectral width of the laser. So will that be useful? And if you are not considering, if someone is not considering, what will be the effect of that? Okay, so that also always good to explore. And if you have to change, then you can change. But as per your needs. Okay, this is the question. This was my question actually. Then we are choosing the Mach-Zehnder interferometer, or you can say modulator, optical modulator, this we used to call. What is the extinction ratio and why we are choosing it as a 30 dB?
The
Okay,
ratio between the two power levels, like on and off, the difference.
right. Yes, ma'am. So this is basically a ratio between the two optical power level and what type of, you can say, level, like it's if it's in digital form, because most of the communication we are talking about in optical communication is the digital form. So it's a 0 and 1 difference between the 0 and 1. It's always good to keep it in a safe position. So 30 dB is the safest. Ideal condition will be, let's suppose if I keep it as a 50, what will be the effect? 50 will be a good number or will not be a good number? If we can discuss in that terms. Shall we increase it to 50? How that will affect our designing?
It's good, but whether it is feasible practically, we are not sure. No?
Yes, it will be good, but we are unnecessary wasting our power then in that case. Theoretically, it's good. Okay, we can increase that extinction ratio, but practically it's not good because we have to justify theoretical aspect, as I'm again and again repeating that thing, that if you increase, we are wasting the power also because it's a difference between the power levels. We have to assign two different, and 30 is a good number which will provide us the better output, which will be distinguished at the receiver side. That's only we want. Then our optical fiber. So we have chosen the optical single mode fibers. We have, if I'll show you the different type of fibers are available, bidirectional optic fiber, lossy fibers, non-linear fiber, and many more type of fibers are available. But in this case, our aim is just to design the single channel link, and that too for long distance transmission. So I've chosen the optical fiber SSMF, standard single mode fiber. Okay, so length of this fiber is kept as 50, which is already defined. But now we have number of parameters. If you want to change them, they will impact our designing. And if you don't want to change, then there is no issue. Then at least you should know what are the parameters we are limited. Let's suppose if you have to design it for dispersion management. So one by one, we just check the parameters. Attenuation is 0.2 dB per kilometer. It's a standard attenuation which is available in today's fiber. Reference length is 15 nanometer window they are designing. Length is 50. Now what about this dispersion? So dispersion, the D parameter, which we discussed in our lecture also, it was kept at 16.75. And that day I was saying that in my designing, I was keeping it as a minus 17 picosecond nanometer per kilometer, right? So it's approximately similar, 17 or 16.75 they are keeping. So we can keep this dispersion slope. I think that is someone told me this, that this is kept as 0.075 picosecond nanometers per. So this was right. I think Vindra sir, I think you only told me this, right? That the slope should be 0.075.
Yes, ma'am.
So I think it's there in the book itself, and that is the standard value. Maybe by mistake I wrote it at 0.7. So this is already a practical value. Then beta 2, beta 3 also, beta 2 and beta 3, these parameters are also there because we have seen in the wave equation of fiber wave propagation in the fiber. But in this case, they are not considering it's light color is dull. So that means these parameters are not being considered. But if we want to design with these parameters also, we have to consider them. Okay, but in this particular design, they are not considering these parameters. Group velocity dispersion is being considered. Then our phase. In this case, bifringent type, deterministic, they are considering, not so undetermined conditions, they are not considering. PMD coefficient, every is in the dull color, or you can say not active mode. That means they are not considering the differential group delay is 0.2 picosecond per kilometer. So this PMD, we all of us know. What is this PMD? I think in our lecture also, ma'am discussed this. You remember?
Polarization
Mode dispersion.
Yes, well, polarization mode dispersion, mainly it will be if we are transmitting the information in the terms of polarized component, then it will be more dominant. Otherwise, we can somehow you can keep it in a minimum range. That will be good for us. That will be, in fact, not much different for us. Okay, sir, what is your expectation? You can even speak out, sir. What is there? Abhishek, madam, sorry to say that, but the FTP is not going as per the schedule shared on 11. In the shall made without any intimation. Okay. So, sir, as I said in that session, Dr. Sandeep was not able to join. So we have to shuffle my lecture. because we don't want that session should be wasted, right? So we shuffle that, and yesterday again some similar concept was there. So we last 2 days we shuffle those lectures and labs. Other than, I think we never cancel any of the session. So I hope there is no, because 5 days all the sessions are starting in the beginning, or you can say at the time. So Abhishek, you can share your thought. Feedback could be definitely positive and negative, both feedback one should accept. So no need that we are not taking this as personally. You can share it, sir. Hope I am able to answer you, Abhishek ji. You are saying
Sorry
there
to,
should be proper intimation in this regard. Which kind of proper intimation, sir?
ma'am, actually, in the beginning, many of the participants suggested to make a WhatsApp group. So,
Yes, sir.
by that only we may intimate timely that there is a change in a schedule for a particular session. But
But sir, we
at,
don't know that there is a session change because he was not able to join. That is the reason we changed the session. We don't know that session will change.
ma'am,
Otherwise, why we
before
would
that,
change the session?
I have attended already 3 FDP, and
Yes, yes.
there is no such problem in any of them. Only this FDP I'm seeing that there are lots of changes is going on in sessions.
Okay,
Yesterday
maybe
also,
yes,
yesterday also
yes,
there
sir.
is a change
No,
in a
we accept
session.
that. Yes, yes.
Let me just
In the last session, we were
briefly.
calling you also, I think, to have that kind of.
Yes, so basically we are not having much idea about the technical glitches, right? So one of our experts could not able to join on this Webex platform. Otherwise, we are having this licensed version of Cisco Webex, and we are expected to deliver the lecture from here only. But there may be some technical reason from the expert side. We was not able to deliver it. So that's why we just arranged the another lecture at that time, and then we shifted to the Google Meet link. So I think there is no, there should not be any big problem in this.
Uh, okay, sir, I'm just giving my views. I'm not complaining. Don't take
Yes,
it in either
you
way.
can give, yeah.
Uh,
Yes,
No, no, we are
hopefully
not
you can
actually
give, but
not
I think
taking
they,
it and otherwise, sir. We are just trying to answer your doubt. If you don't, if you take it otherwise, we will not answer you, sir. We just ignore
actually,
that
ma'am,
message,
that's
right?
perfectly fine, but we participants are here to learn something. Most of the participants are here, and
Definitely, sir.
first of all, we thoroughly check the schedule as well as the contents of the FTP. Then only we join because we have the limitation na, that we can opt for only 4 FTPs in a particular year.
Yes, yes, yes.
So,
Definitely, sir.
yes, ma'am, we are choosing FDP according to our research area, according to our domain. And if the changes are made in between the FDP, ongoing FDP, then I think for the idea for which we came here, that may not be fulfilled. And for that
Right.
purpose may
That is
not.
the
I
same
think
question, Abhishek ji.
we have
That is the
not
same
changed the
question.
content. The
Did we
content,
change any content? We didn't change any content.
Ma'am, but expertise is expertise, na, for that one particular.
Expertise,
Cause
I didn't get your answer. I mean, I didn't get your question. Expertises change. This was the same. Only the lectures were shuffled, right? Only the lectures were shuffled. Okay, that Shailendra Vashnesh sir. Okay, that if you are talking about sir.
so
some
basically,
of the
yeah, only
oh,
one expert that basically at the last moment called us, and then he told
He
that
denied,
he's not,
sir denied because of
yeah,
some
he's
his
not able to
last minute.
deliver due to some
So
emergency.
we asked madam. Yes, yes.
Okay,
okay,
so
okay, not an issue, ma'am, not an issue. Carry on, please.
Sir denied his lecture and he said he cannot make it. So on the last minute we talked to ma'am. Only that was there. I think other than that we only shuffle the lectures, but content wise we have not changed.
Okay, okay, not an issue, ma'am. Carry on, please.
So any other participant, but because definitely in the last day, we are definitely want to listen from you. And
Exactly.
if we taken it otherwise, we will not keep on answering you, sir. So if anyone is having any doubt, you can definitely share with us. And day before, we don't know that Shalini sir denied the lecture.
No, ma'am.
So,
No, ma'am. No issue there.
so,
No
so we are
issues,
not
ma'am.
taking any question.
Good going.
Okay. So shall we continue with our lecture, with our session?
Yes, ma'am.
But positive, negative, we are ready to accept, sir, from anyone, those who are all our respected participants. And definitely we understand this is your important time. There's a limit in your uh, uh, attending the FTPs. Definitely a lot of issues are there, but we are trying our best.
Ma'am, we don't find the content to be irrelevant or something. It's really useful. Things beyond our control sometimes happen. We also had this experience of coordinating and the difficulties we understand. You did really manage well. It's not an issue. I myself personally feel it's very relevant and useful. And what I would expect from the topic. It's not a. I don't feel any glitch or something. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
And I
I
think
think
Actually, ma'am, we heard
Yes.
new concepts in this FDP. But one more thing, please share FDP PPTs to us so we learn more from that also.
Yes, sir. Yeah, actually, sir, we talked to our experts also. Sometimes they said because they are very senior to us also.
Yes,
If
yes,
we
right,
can
ma'am.
ask our colleagues, we can definitely ask, and we can ask their PPTs definitely. But if Deepa ma'am will share, then definitely we'll share. What we have is the recording. We'll share the recording.
Okay,
But if
ma'am. Okay,
if
ma'am.
she cannot share, then it will be difficult for us to how to manage.
Okay, no issue, ma'am. Share with videos also.
Like I can share my and I can share my you can say those who are equivalent to me, we can ask them that please share their PPTs. But the senior professors, we can only request, sir.
We understand your limitations, Tiwari madam, but as you said, you can able to share the recordings. That is enough.
Yes, sir.
We will
definitely we'll
definitely utilize that
all
recordings
recording.
for our upgradations.
Yes, sir.
All
Definitely, we
recording.
share all the recording because this was intimated to our speakers also that recording should be available, and there is a YouTube link, and so that is the reason we are recording it.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, because these are some copyright issues and all those things. I hope all of you are understand having this kind of issues. So sorry from our side if you have any these kind of problems, but we are trying our
We
best.
understand your limitations as well because the speakers are very senior faculties, and if they don't want to share their data, so we can't insist them to share with us. But as
Yeah,
you said,
definitely, sir. That is the reason. Even we can't send
yes,
them so many reminders also. Maybe
yes,
they don't like it. So sorry for that. But we'll share from whatever we have from our side.
not an issue. Yes, please.
Thank you. So we'll continue with our this session. So in this case, basically PMD, they are taking as a 0.2 picosecond per kilometer. This is a standard value, which is there in the book as well, which is there in the most of the fiber. This value is almost set, but those who are trying to make this in a MATLAB, they have to put this value. Why I'm saying these values are important to for us to observe is when we are writing the MATLAB codes, then in that case, definitely we have to put everything by ourselves, right? So we have to remember, or you can say note down these points that, okay, we are designing this. Next is how much you can say non-linearities we are using or linearities we are using. All those parameters are mentioned over there. Now, if we have to include the linear effect, non-linear effect, that is up to us. Like in my designs also, I have shown you that this particular results, I'm managing all the non-linearities. That means I'm not considering the self-phase modulation aspect. If I'm considering the self-phase modulation aspect, or you can say if I'm increasing the power of my source, then my design will be different. Then my compensations will be different. So we just check what all parameters are given over here. So in this case, what they are saying, effective area data type is constant. They are keeping effective area of the fiber they are taking as 80. But in my designing, I was keeping it as a 60. So it could be 80 if you are taking it as the standard single mode fibers, and I've checked that it was 60 to 65 micrometer square, that also be kept, but in this case they are keeping it as a 80. Then effective area versus wavelength, they are not considering this parameter. Whatever designers are designing in these softwares, they are keeping every aspect of the, you can say, design. So these important factors will be there when we have to write our codes. Okay, so this is how I learned. I just go through the softwares which was available for me, and then after that, in the last part, I did the MATLAB coding. Otherwise, it will be difficult from, you can say, a young researcher's point of view, if I'm saying, and please correct me, those who have other options to code and those who are very good in that, that will be a good option. But we just share our experiences that this is one of the methods. We can go in this way as well, instead of if we don't know how to code directly. Because in optical link, it's really difficult. We have to include linear parameter, we have to include non-linear parameter, third, you can say second order, third order, and so on. Right? So those who have done MATLAB coding part, they can share their experience, that how they have started. Chiranjeev sir, you was about to say something?
Yes, ma'am, I want to say that is it possible to change the core diameter or core refractive index in this?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is possible.
Actually, I've used that, but the only change I can do is the effective area, but not the core diameter
Sir,
or
it
the.
is changeable. It is changeable, sir. It's 60 only now.
Yes, yes, effective area can be changed, no, but
Mm-hmm.
the core refractive index or cladding refractive index, how to change means you cannot.
Those things we cannot change, sir. And and the reason behind that is because they are designing for 1550. They fix this simulator for 1550, sir. So most of these softwares are, or you can say these tools are used for long distance communication design. But if they are, if someone is using for any other like N1, N2, they are taking it as some parameters they are taking as a standard 1550 nanometer, and after that they are designing it. Maybe Dr. Amit Garg has done more work on that. He can elaborate you more in the second session. But as far as I know, because that is the reason, because on 1550 they kept so those things fixed. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
So this is our fiber type. And if those who are new and those who want to explore this tool, lots of inbuilt examples are there for most of this. Like transmitter and receiver designs are already built. You just have to check, you just have to enter your parameters and enter the, because those designings are for the back-to-back, you can say, communication. Back-to-back means they are not using any fiber. They are just designing the transmitter, they are just designing the receiver, and they are, we can able to check the eye diagrams over that. Okay. So, but our aim is to design it for long distance. So let's suppose if this is 50, if we have to, and why this 50 limit is kept? Do you have any idea? Does someone having any idea why we are keeping is a 50 the limit? Although it was standard mentioned that 50 is there. So what I understood is why they kept it 50. When we design the link, the power calculation, the long distance, 50 is the standard value which came. After that, we need the repeaters. We need the amplifiers after that. Because after 50 kilometers, it's not possible for our pulse to go in the one go. Either regenerative repeater term is in the electrical domain, I would say. So here we have to use EDFAs in long distance transmissions. Okay, so
That's
that
the
is the reason
standard
50 kilometers.
standard 50 kilometer. We always like studied in textbooks, no? The repeaterless
Yes,
distance.
yes.
Yes.
So this 50 term, ma'am, generally mostly comes because they are saying that after 50 kilometer, it's just you have to refresh your pulse. You have to just provide the strength of that pulse, right? So this is now our receiver. So what they are taking is as a APD receiver, PIN diode or receivers also we can take. Okay. Then we have photo of you can say dark current they are considering. This is the standard value 10 nanoampere. This is the standard value. If you want to increase that also we can increase because it's editable. But if you don't want to increase here in while recording, we have to use that. Okay. These are the electrical parameters because after this our signal in the electrical domain. So this is our eye diagram, DSO, all display devices are connected over here. So let me simulate this. Then we try to change some of the parameter. There is an icon of this triangular type for simulation. So let me simulate this. Since we don't have much component in this case, so we don't have to take much of the time, but we have to, if number of large components is there, or you can say large analysis is there, then it will take bit time. So simulation is already done. So we check the eye diagram. So this is our eye diagram. So in this case, what we are getting is a maximum Q factor of, okay, this number is quite theoretical. We never get this kind of number. And what is the reason we are getting this number? Because we are not including any of the, you can say, non-linearities. We are just getting the almost perfect components. It's not like we can say that it's not a kind of theoretical link only. So that this much clarity, or you can say this much clear BER or eye diagram is acceptable, is obtained. Let's suppose we try to change single parameter, and that single parameter, if I would say, is so line width. In this case also 10 megahertz they are saying. Okay. So in our initial lecture also, ma'am was saying in the fabrication till now 10 megahertz is the line width which we are observing for the lasers. That is the reason they are changing, they are using the 10 megahertz in this case. So instead of 10, let's suppose without changing any other parameter, we can design it for 40. What will be the impact on eye diagram? Without any other further changes, so that we can understand if we are designing for 100 and 112, irrespective of all other components, what will be the impact? Just by increasing the 4 times increase in the bit error rate, sorry, data rate, we are not getting any Q factor, which was very much clear in case of 10. Okay, so this much, that means the power which we were keeping initially is not good enough. You say it's not good to transmit for 40. We have to do lots of conditioning. We have to manage the dispersion. We have to manage the self phase modulation. We have to use the filters, right? So for moving from 10 to 40 will impact like this. And the parameters in case of, you can say, RZ also, in case of duo binary also have seen that we have discussed in that case that we will optimize the filter. We have to optimize the bandwidth of the filters at the transmitter and receiver side. But in this case, we are not at all doing anything. So directly changing 10 to 40, it's not possible, right? Look at the power. In this case, how much power they are considering? Only 0 dBm, right? So 0 dBm will be 1 milliwatt.
Yes, ma'am.
Right?
Yes, ma'am.
So that is also higher for 40. So we can't even go for 100 in this case because we are not getting anything at the receiver side. So in that case, we have to use different aspects if we are designing the 40. Right? So this is the basic, you can say, link design. I hope every one of you have done it. Those who are using any kind of simulator. There is one more good simulator called VPI Photonics. in that case, in fact, I've seen that transaction papers are using that tool, because in that case, more design aspects is given to the user. So if those who are having any access to that, or if you are working in any labs, then definitely go with that. This is one of the good software, VPA Photonics. And in our optical domain, we can work on that for publication point of view, because our concern is always that if that valve will be acceptable for us or not, right? So it's not you, we all are bothered about that, okay, where we can work so that it will be acceptable for us to be published. So before designing that duobinary link, I'll share that how theoretically duobinary link will be designed. This canvas screen is visible to us, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So we just revived this concept because in that lecture I was not able to, because of, rightly said, unavoidable conditions or whatever we can say. But definitely if we are the organizer, we should prepare for all those things. So what is the, we can say, speciality of duobinary and why we are using it? As I mentioned in my last lecture also, what Rajat is saying. Rajat Parivalji's question is, if possible, kindly share information for the design of OFDM FSO link. Yes, sir. We have seen that FSO is also available in this case. Some tools are of FSO on 18 version is available. I'm not sure that earlier version it was available, but I'm not very sure OFDM or FSO is available or not. Are you working on
Ma'am,
FSO,
I
sir?
have some question actually regarding this actually simulation which actually we are using right now. That is a system.
So you're working on FSO, sir?
Yeah, ma'am. Ma'am, actually, I was doing research in the direction of visible light communication, ma'am.
Okay.
So, ma'am, actually, what I was doing is particularly I started working with this simulation software, but I went through some literature part in designing the indoor optical communication link. I just need to ask, ma'am, there are some indoor parameters like attenuation parameter, multipath parameters. So there are some parameters which are related with the indoor optical link. So, ma'am, is it right that I use the standard parameters which are defined in this Opti system? Because if I do with the parameters which are given in this Opti system, I don't think my results are excellent or very good, because I have seen that first people are doing some experimental work in the indoor visible light communication, and from the experimental work they are understanding the channel conditions, and after understanding the channels conditions they are putting the parameters in this Opti system and verifying the things. So, ma'am, what suggest, because I am not good at this part right now, because I am also a beginner at this. I have done only some literature part in the visible light communication, but I want to go to understand this system, how we proceed, because from the simulation first I start, or from the experimental work, that actually, ma'am, if you can suggest.
Okay, sir. As I always said, I'm not the best person all the time, but as you said, you're the beginner and you have this confusion. That is the reason I'm explaining you. But definitely you can explore other answers from other experts, those who are working in that. I'm just suggesting a few aspects. When this kind of condition comes to us now, if some standard simulation tool is being designed, they are considering many aspects which are practically of use. Like as we have seen right now that line width, they are taking 10 megahertz. Initially, we also thought, when I started my PhD, it's way back now. So that I thought, okay, 10 megahertz, what does it make? No, it was not. They are taking the values which are practically being used, which are the fibers being used, which are the laser being used in the designing aspects. So if you are designing your any of the two, if you are saying FSO or in any other aspect, definitely is go for the literature. But the parameters which are being set, first thing you can somehow rely them and try to get the answers as much as you can have the literature of that. Okay, once you get some answers, okay, if you are getting some kind of simulation, like only few parameters we have changed here, then also we are getting some answers. Then go with all the parameters. It's not possible as if I'm saying it was not possible for me if I keep on changing all the parameters and then get the result. So Rajat ji, as an initial researcher, I know your confusion that how to get all the parameters from how to get the, you can say, experimental data. It's not always to get, it's not possible for us to get the always data, but try to find out some good literature which is published in some standard, you can say, books or papers. That will be one thing. Best is that they've not mentioned something wrong. If we trust on them, definitely there is some backup they have considered. It's not possible for us right now to understand, but maybe later on the stage of your PhD, you'll be able to understand that. But initially, for the beginning, just trust them. It is written over there. I can consider this. And in the simulation also, you just consider some of the parameters already set there and try to design your start. Then
Okay,
you'll get some motivation to work on.
simulation I have to consider with their literature part, and then experimentally I try that. What is the difference between the experimental and simulation work, right?
In fact, sir, in experimental also, if you don't set the condition, experiment also you'll get either you are getting no result or you are getting the wrong result. That also we have to back up with a theory, right?
Yeah.
So maybe as a, you can say, after PhD, as a your senior, I'm just suggesting you that just to clear this kind of doubts, it's always better to trust on the data which is available on whatever literature we have right now and the simulator of standard simulators. Like in this software system, I know people, those who just try to design the examples of this. They just add their fiber components and they are able to publish. Because later on the stages, I like 4th year and 5th year of their PhD, they were able to understand, okay, why they have kept this, why they have kept this, and they defined it properly.
Ma'am, actually, what actually problem I was facing continuously is from in optical link. Actually, the channel conditions are varying continuously. If you change the
Right.
automatically the channel conditions will change. So variation is so much now. So I can't able to fix myself somewhere that I should consider these parameters because everybody
Yes, sir.
considering different environmental conditions, different indoor environment, different objects, conditions are changing. So parameters is continuously changing, and I was trying to fit up these things in the simulator, and everybody is doing differently with this. They have
Yes. And
they have
it's
put
very difficult to rely on simulated results because at the starting of your work, we got to got to get this much feedback that nobody will accept this. This is a simulative work. This nobody going to accept your work. You're not doing anything. We all heard these things, but don't bother much.
yes, ma'am.
Try to
I
do
also
as small
faced
as
something.
possible. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We all face that if we were doing. And even after 2-3 years also we have that concept. We are not able to finish this. We are not getting anything. But once you get your first work published, then definitely you'll be get some kind of, you can say, confidence that, okay, I can go on that. So don't think that you are the only one who is having this situation. We
Yeah,
all
ma'am.
had that
Thank you.
situation.
Thank you, ma'am.
So, and even I did my PhD in that only. And I had the same. When my first paper was published, then only I get that confidence, okay, this kind of work can be acceptable. Otherwise, near you, everyone was working on something or the other, and we all used to think, okay, they are doing something exceptional and we are doing nothing. So don't think it's just the starting of your work. That is the reason you are feeling like this. Just try to do something. Try to simulate, try to get results, and try to relate those results with your theoretical concept. if you're able to justify a result with your theoretical concept and always prefer the standard books or the standard, like in this kind of design, GPA Karival is the best book. If we understand the concept from that, definitely justify everything. For your FSO, you should also find out some of the concepts which are available in some standard books. I'm not working particularly in FSO. If someone is there in an FSO field who is senior or who has done, they can suggest. I'll definitely request them to suggest right now. But if not, we can explore also, Rajatji, and you can mail us. If I find someone on FSO, I can definitely recommend you that material, because I know one or two people which had work in that. But right now I'm not saying, but the concept which you have theoretically, nobody can deny that. Whether you are doing on MATLAB, whether you are on experimental, because experiment also you cannot guarantee that you are getting result is fine or not. Anyway, you have to back up with your theoretical concept.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? So don't feel that you're not doing anything or you're not getting anything. We all had same experience, but still we are able to finish it. The good thing is, and appreciated by good professors.
Thank you, ma'am.
Right? Keep doing. PhD is all about learning also sometimes. How to keep motivated ourselves when nobody is doing for that. So I think today we are moving here and there so much. So sorry for all the participants, those who are not having this kind of concern. But this kind of session is like more of interaction. I'm not going to tell you something which you have not done anything. I'm just trying to explain that this is how we have done. This is how we started the simulation. Okay. So I don't want to waste anybody's time. So why we go with the duo-binary conditions and what are the concept behind that? Let me just have this introduction. In our all modulation scheme or in our all condition for zero ISI, the condition we observe in the pulse design when n is equal to 0 and 0, that means we don't want any kind of ISI in the pulse design. When the sampling a particular sample at time instantaneity equal to 0, the effect of all other samples on that current sample will be 0. This is the meaning of this. We all know this. But right, this is the perfect case that we don't want any kind of ISI, but we introduce the controlled amount of ISI. So that is called partial response signaling. In that domain only this DO binary pulse comes. In this case, what we'll do, we add the controlled amount of ISI so that transmitted signal is counteracted in the receiver. But definitely at the receiver side, we remove that ISI part. Inter-symbol interference, if I would say it, the ISI is our. So in case of DO binary, why I'm telling this theoretical concept, because anyway, we should know why we are going with that kind of pulse. And if already ISI is there, how we are mitigating, how the three levels are mitigating are used in that DO binary concept, right? So in this case, the pulse is being defined as 0 and 1 instead of ideal conditions, right? And this is your 0 otherwise. So where we are meaning that ISI is limited to 2 adjacent samples, right? So 2 adjacent samples where our ISI is limited. In this case, we don't want any effect of ISI other than in the between 2 samples. It can be removed at the receiver side through the receiver signal detection circuitry. So now how to design this kind of, you can say, transmitter through our simulator. There could be many methods. I'm just discussing one of that. I'll show you the block diagram. Then we go again with the opti system, that how we are getting the eye diagram of that particular So this is our delay. If you know the block diagram, if you know the concept that how we are introducing, then it's possible for us to design that. This is delay of t duration. This is for level converter. This is a decoder at the receiver side. It's a kind of switch. Those who have worked with the duo binary pulse, they already know this process, that the transmitter side we have to design this. And those who don't know, then will be able to understand. This is my AN and this is my AN cap. So subsections of this, you can say design is, this is our encoder side. We have to design that. And the term which I used in my lecture also, what precoder. So this is our designing of precoder. Okay? And this is at the receiver side. So this is your concept, decoder circuit. So similarly for, you can say DPQ, PSK also we have to design that precoders. We discuss in the link design. So my only intention to discuss this concept here is, if we are using simulator, if we are using MATLAB or any other thing, we should know, if you know the basic concept which we are using from long back. This is not a concept related to optical. This is the concept which is given in the duo binary, you can say theoretical aspect. If we know this, if we use the blocks from, you can say any simulator, not from OptiSystem or anyone, then definitely you'll get the answer. Definitely you get the pulse which are of the duo binary shape. And for the observation, we use the display devices. Simulators are not something you can say superficial everything. It's just that we don't have physical devices. We are using them. So I'm not denying that, okay, we should not go with the hardware. Definitely we should go with the hardware. But in every institute, or you can say every place, there is no facility of that much. So what to do? We have to go with the simulator. Okay, and that is not at all, you can say something crime we are doing. We are just trying to do what all possibilities we are having. The thing is, if you are explaining someone with this concept, okay, this is the, and I think in the starting of this today's session, we were discussing that if you have to copy the file from OptiSync, don't, as my experience, don't copy. Just if someone is asking your duo binary, we designed this. We never designed the those logs which are available in the OptiSim. Otherwise, it will be said that, okay, only in the OptiSystem you can design. You cannot go with the OptiSim. You cannot go with the VPI photonics. Definitely we go with other tool also. Right? So just we have to focus on our concept. Okay, this is my block diagram. And I can design, even on hardware I can design. If I get the level converters, if I get the decoders, I can definitely design with that. But if I don't have the access of those things, then I have to go with any of the simulator. That is the reason I'm going to show you in this, because the OptiSystem, first time I'm installing here. I just saw the software somewhere because in my lab it was there, but I have never used it. But I am confident enough, okay, I've designed in this, definitely this similar kind of result will be obtained in the other software also, because whatever we designed was a theoretically correct, right? So don't get confused. We can understand this kind of questions will be there in our mind always, but don't get confused. If we are correct in our way, then nobody can deny our results, or nobody can deny our concepts. Binary input fit. I'm just writing it down so that it will be more able, you will be able to understand what are the A and BN means. This BN is nothing but your NRZ polar your level converter in the precoder side, right? So BN, if I have to write, it would be minus D if AN is equal to 0 and plus C if AN is equal to 1. I think those who have done in this simulator, it's too basic for them. But those who left those things earlier, they'll be able to appreciate. So again, I am sorry to waste your time, but just if you have to teach someone, maybe it's always start with the basic, because we all forgot all those aspects somehow. Even I even forgot. I remember just because I have to tell you. I just refreshed my concept, right? So if you know this concept, it's possible for us to design. Sometimes we feel that the speaker is saying so much, but we are not able to understand. It's just because we are not able to refresh our concepts. So this is nothing but an minus 1 equal to 1. This is 0 if an is not equal to an minus 1, and minus 2d if an is equal to an minus 1 to 0. So this is at the encoding process of duo binary. So first, if we know the encoding process of duo binary, if we are designing the block diagram as per the concept, right, then there is no confusion. There is no one can answer, question our concept. So let's see how our modulator, or you can say how a simulator is working on that. If I make it a little bit bigger so that you'll be able to check. Okay. So just now we draw one precoder block diagram. Just now we saw that another pulsar should be given to that. We just observe, is there taking all the components of the simulator? Yes, definitely we need the bit sequence. In this case, they are using NOT gate because we also give the feedback. duo binary precoder because it's already available, but we know why they are using precoder. Then an NRZ pulse here, maximum minimum value they are keeping it fixed. Then one more thing, what this is there, low pass Bessel filter cutoff is 0.28 into bit rate. As I told you in the lecture also, why from where this is come, this is the theoretical concept. 0.28 of bit rate, if it is taken in case of duo binary, that means we are using the matched filters. Okay, this is the concept which is almost because I did literature survey that who invented this duo binary and all. I got one paper on in 1960s. So all these concepts were there. So there's nothing which we are doing manipulative or which we are randomly we are doing. So all these things are keeping it mind that something backup is there. Okay. So if we know that, okay, these things are, and these are just a display devices, just to check every aspect of whatever we are getting every point, just to get. After that, you have source. This fork is available in this tool. If you want anyone, I can show you. This is just a component for the connection. Okay. And then again, our modulator is there, the receiver is there, and that in this case, they are showing the VER. But one more thing, this is just the transmitter side designing, back-to-back designing. Okay, we call it as a, sometime in papers also we saw that they are using this word. This is the back-to-back designing. Back-to-back means they are not transmitting it anywhere. There is no fiber in this case. If we substitute the fiber, then effect will be different. So first we try to simulate this, and then check how much is how much is the type of pulse we are getting. It's a duo binary shape or not. So this is the 3 level, 0, 1, and 2. The eye diagram which we have seen in the previous example, still how this eye diagram is different. Are you able to relate what we are discussing? All the participants I'm asking.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'm just saying that if you know the concept, if we know this, then it's possible for us to design any pulse shape. Okay. So I think I would not say in this, but I think this simulator is available freely in some versions. So that also you can explore. And if you want to design, this is possible to design. In this case, let's suppose now one more thing is we try to figure out that for which data rate they are designing. So they are designing for this is for 10 Gbps. Let's suppose any without adding fiber, what will be the impact on this eye diagram for 40? Will that be sufficient for us to get any BER in case of 40 Gbps? In this case, not much impact. Although these lines are a bit thicker compared to 10, but still this back to back is working. And do we know the reason? Just because we are not transmitting it. We are just checking the receiver and transmitter side VRs. We are not adding any fiber. But in the previous example, we added the fiber. So the pulse was going, 40 Gbps pulse was going through the fiber. Now just try to put one fiber here. So I'm just putting the fiber between your modulator and receiver. that at particular position, if we keep, then only this connection will happen. So sometimes it's not. So now we try to simulate. Already bit rate is kept as 40. Let's see what will be the effect. This is gone, right? No eye diagram is possible. Let's keep it at 10 without changing much of the parameters, if I'm saying. Rest of the parameters we should know, okay, we have to check the, can say, power and all those things. Let's try to just check the effect of bit rate. It's possible. At least for 10 GPS, we are getting any something, right? Although it's again lesser than what we were getting without fiber. If you have, if you remember, it was around 40 something. Q factor was around 40 something. But just by adding fiber, that means 50 kilometer transmission with the, I think almost ideal conditions are there. Let me check. Let's just check. In this case, only the attenuation being considered. Dispersion is being, okay, dispersion is there. They are not we are not compensating the dispersion right now. Okay, let's suppose, forget about self phase modulation. If we have to compensate the dispersion, what we can do it here now? What are the, you can say, changes we can make to compensate the dispersion? Do you have any idea, those who tried to design? One thing is we have to add dispersion shifted, dispersion compensating fibers, DCFs. Okay, so let's see if DCF is available here or not. If not, DCF is nothing but the similar type of fiber. In that case, dispersion we have to change, core profile you have to change, because the core dimension of that, you can say, and non-linear slope is also there. Three parameters are different than the standard single mode fiber. So while designing the DCF, in our cases, in our link designs, what we have done is we use the same standard mode SMF. There is a one equation in your GP Agrawal book that L1 D1 plus L2 D2 should be 0, right? So dispersion of the second fiber, this L2, which we are using as a dispersion compensating fiber, we have to change the dispersion of, that will be on positive side. What do you mean by positive and negative? These are just, you can say, representation. That means positive, the pulse is being broadened. We are using some length of fiber after that to compress that portion. That is the only condition we are doing. So initially, while doing work, we just consider as a positive and negative, but we have to explain it to some expert, or you can say we have to define our concepts, or you can say our work. Just we have to tell in that sense. We are pulse being broadened for 50 kilometers. We are keeping one more fiber with different dispersion value to provide the compression, so that our pulse will regain the shape. That is the use of DCF, dispersion compensating fibers, right? So I think what I'm saying is more useful for those who are just doing their work, their research work. Although those who have done,
Is
they
it
must
like
consider-
equalizing something? Equalizer
Yeah.
kind of.
Actually, ma'am, equalizer we concept we use in case of wireless mostly this word, but in case of, yes, we are just trying to compress this portion of pulse which being broadened, right?
But if
So-
you do it at the transmitter somewhere before sending, it will be called equalizer, no? Some filter or something.
Yes. That is the reason we are. I cannot say that it's an equalizer,
But
but
similar
it's
kind of
like
effect.
regaining of the original shape. It's like a pipe of 50 kilometer pipe which is trying to broaden our pulse. We use another length of pipe which will try to regain its original shape. And that too only when the dispersion is the dominating parameter. If other effects are also there, then directly it's not in that form. As we said that our optical domain is much more complex than in the normal pulse communication, right? Because if we are compensating one of the effect, other effect will be here to come, right? So, ma'am, I think we should not call it. We should get a reverse process of that, right?
But somewhere I had come across such term, right? But I think that
Okay.
is some a completely different kind of design, but similar effect they
Yes, ma'am.
consider.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So DCF is one more option. FPG gratings, fiber brake gratings are also there, which I think in my design also, if you remember, in my stripped condition designing, it was there that FPG was used. So in some application, we are using FPG to compensate the dispersion. In some application, we are using the DCFs. Other options are also there. But other interesting thing which we was not able to cover in the lecture was the solitone pulses. In case of solitone, we are not trying to fully compensate the self-phase modulation. We are not trying to fully compensate the dispersion. We use that to form our pulse. So for designing those kind of solitone, you can say links, what we have to do it, we have to use a limited amount of DC dispersion. We have to increase the power for some reason. And after certain length, we have to use amplifiers. Let me tell you my experience. When I designed the solitones first, it was the pulse was not able to, because we simulated first and then we go with the MATLAB. We were not able to check the solitones. And the reason was we were not using the amplifiers after certain distance. If amplifiers was not there, that kind of, you can say, loss which were there after 50 kilometers was not being compensated. So in solitone pulse designing, always you have to use amplification, and SPM is also you have to include self-phase modulation if you are designing the single pulse, single link, otherwise XPM, cross phase modulation, right? So those things we have to keep in mind. Certain amount dispersion map I showed you in that kind of dispersion we have to keep. Okay. So, but whatever we know conceptually, just we have to use the blocks and we have to check the parameters. Okay. So will that be useful in the designing? Someone is having access of this kind of opti system. If you people are working in labs or in your colleges or in research institutes, opti system is there. Rajatji, where are you working? Uh, your lab or something is there? Is this software? Okay, okay. So then it will be difficult, I think, to explore this. So if someone is trying, they are using, but I think MATLAB also we need license. But for some, you can say versions are available free. I'm not sure that is also, ma'am, it's available MATLAB. For MATLAB also, I think license is needed.
License, no. It's
Yes,
proprietary
yes.
only now. We have to purchase.
Okay, yes, yes.
It's easily available in other other kind of versions,
Yeah,
but
actually, the problem,
officially it must be like paid.
right. In our domain, that the thing is, we tools are costly and we need the license version of that. Otherwise, in just like in other domains like AI and some open sources are available, and they people are working on that.
But of Opti FTTD, this OptiWave, they are providing one free version. But others,
Okay.
only trial is available, not full version.
But yes, okay. FTTD, yes. Dr. Debraj Sikdar also mentioned that. CST tool is also available, I think. I'm not very sure if it's available, but
It's all proprietary only. Most of it, like CST,
okay.
it's also proprietary. But there are some open tool, but we should be familiar with that Linux kind of environment. In that case, we have some tools, but I haven't used. I'm not that comfortable with that. But
Okay,
there
okay.
are open source free, very good optical simulation tools. I just searched for it. But it is easy to use if you are familiar with the Ubuntu or Linux kind of environment.
Okay.
Windows, not much is available, officially free.
Okay. So definitely there is a problem in if we don't have them to work on. And nowadays for our students also we need, because if they are doing some project, some kind of hands-on, you can say, that is at all needed. right? So, let me calculate. Just check the effect of 40 Gbps if we change the extension actually. Let me simulate this. So even if increasing the power through the extension ratio and the modulator, then also it's not possible. So what we can try it out, how we can proceed with this. So 40 Gbps, how we can do with this. First thing is we have to use the DCF, dispersion compensation, because this kind of broadening is because of the DCF. Okay, so we have to use the DCF for dispersion compression. Then we have to work with that. So if you have tools, people can try it out and mail us because we have also work on the tools. So maybe we can help us out, help each one us out, if those who are doing this particular domain, and do share your experience that is that how new people are working and wherever you are working. I think all of us are having mail IDs. So if you stop working, then we can provide you some of the parameters that why they are not coming. Okay. So any, if not this, any other experience about your speakers, if you can say, because at 4:30, 4 to 4:30 around, we have a session by for mental health and stress management. That is a mandatory again session. And the next session is also a lab session. It will be taken by Dr. Amit Garg sir. And we will stop this session right now. If anyone is having any doubt, you can ask. Otherwise, we'll stop this session.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. So 12 we will have that session, I think.
Any questions from the audience? Okay, so I think, ma'am, we can stop the session. And thank you very much, ma'am, for this very important and useful talk. And definitely, it will be useful for most of the researchers who are not aware about this Opti system. Basically, as the migration from one platform to another platform seems very difficult if we don't have much idea. So it will be helpful. Okay, so thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.